Hello, and welcome to episode 32 of the Cooler Guild. I am Coop Cooper, and joined with me, as always, is my co-host Fan Crisp.
Hello.
We're recording on Sunday, April 27th, 2025. On today's episode, we'll be going over Reign's draw versus Bay and wrapping the show up with a quick look around other results in the league from the weekend. But first, some housekeeping. We want to remind people that the Cooler Guild is part of the Sounder at Heart podcast network. You can either listen to us on our public feed, or if you're a Sounder at Heart subscriber, on the private unified feed with the other podcasts on the network. If you'd like to become a subscriber, just visit our page at sounderatheart.com/the Cooler Guild. New subscribers get 10% off the normal rate, and you'll help support everything we're doing.
Oh.
How was your weekend? Anything cool happen?
Not a lot.
No?
Some errands, did some other soccer work. Coming up on the USLW season, so making sure to get that paperwork in.
Yeah.
Always a grind. About you? You had a friend over?
I did have a friend over. We were doing an embroidery project, and then we kind of bopped around downtown Astoria and looked at some shops. And I got a new really cool jacket.
Oh, tell me about it.
It is I guess if you want to call it vintage these days, but I got a like 90s made in USA Levi's like Sherpa jean jacket.
Oh, nice. Those are rad.
Yeah, and it's
Where'd you find that?
There's some like, what do they call them? I don't go out to these places, but some sort of thrift store. And I like just saw it in the middle of like all these pants because I've been trying to like look for some good quality like jeans because all my jeans keep blowing out in the crotch as they tend to do. And I had heard that like get some like old Levi's cotton jeans, like 100% cotton jeans, and those will last you quite a while. And then this jacket was just sitting like next to them, and I was like, I'm gonna try this on and just see. And it fit like a fucking glove. It fit so well, and the wash on it was like a little different. I would show you now. I was gonna wear it, but I had to wash the Sherpa. But it is a great jacket. The moment I put it on, my friend who was visiting was just like, "You're getting that."
Was it expensive?
I think it was $80.
Yeah, thrifting, that's expensive.
I went and looked on like eBay, and it seemed to be like right around the same price range. And this is like one of those bougier thrift stores.
Yeah,
you can definitely get some good deals on there. But I don't know. I went and looked at the prices of like basically what I got, and it was sitting around the right price.
I bought jeans. I haven't had jeans in like 6 months. I ordered a pair of jeans online for $20 from Dickies. I get 60% off, so.
I was like, did you buy jeans for babies?
No, I've got Dickies is in like this pro deal thing that I have. So I got a pretty sick deal. So they're supposed to come tomorrow.
Nice.
So I'll have jeans for the first time in 6 months. That's great.
Yeah, it is.
Jeans
good.
that fit.
Yeah, I know. I need to cycle my wardrobe out with that.
Yeah.
Just get a little tight on some of my thighs from running and eating.
You get so buff.
Yeah, it truly though. Like I was, I know this might be TMI, but I've been running and I didn't realize like I think I'm getting caked up.
Okay, sure.
My pants are like not fitting around my butt anymore.
Okay,
it's like a problem. Like my underwear is a little tighter. Well, that's like a different problem on my waist, but like my butt is like getting. My butt is like getting caked up. Like things are not fitting the way they used to, and like my thighs are like getting huge too. But I'll be out of commission for several weeks soon, so I'll probably get back down. I'm gonna lose all that muscle.
Okay.
Anyways, well, we should get into doing it in the rematch.
Speaking of caked up players, I'm just
who the fuck is caked up?
Nobody. I don't know. I was trying to find a good segment or segue into the next segment. I was going to go into the match recap.
Great. Do it.
On Saturday, the Reign traveled to San Jose to take on Bay FC. Tied in the standings, both teams went into the match hungry for points. The Reign had the first big chance of the match when Jordan Heidemann was gifted a botched back pass from the Bay defense. This golden opportunity was ultimately sabotaged by
Breathe in.
Oh, Lord. The Reign had the first big chance of the match when Jordan Heidemann was gifted a botched back pass from the Bay defense. This golden opportunity was ultimately sabotaged by Heidemann's indecisiveness and great goalkeeping from Bay's Jordan Silkowitz. Bay quickly countered and Rachel Kudananji converted on a breakaway. 5 minutes into the second half, Jordan Heidemann was able to kind of make up for her first half mishap when she scored a header goal off of a second chance corner kick from Sam Meza. The Reign were able to hold off a second half push from Bay, and the game ended in a 1-1 tie.
Disappointing, but
I wish we had gotten more from that game. I really wish we got more from that game.
Yeah, for sure. It is. Yeah.
Did the performance really a lot for a lot more though? I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. I don't think we were as good as maybe we were hoping would be against a team that's this close to us in the standings.
Yeah. And they're also like kind of finding their rhythm too. So it's one of those things where we're kind of meeting each other at the same point in our seasons.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, I'm glad we walked away with a point, but at the same time, it was the run we've been on the last couple of games. I felt like we could have done more.
Yeah, for sure. I want to start getting some wins, even if they're close. I would like to see these players' hard work rewarded with some more points.
Yeah, and there were opportunities. It could have been 2-1 if Med scored that first chance.
Well, if she would have scored the first chance, we wouldn't have given up the goal, but
that too. I also think that if she had had that chance after she had scored, she wouldn't have taken that extra touch.
Yeah, a little more confidence.
Yeah, she just buried it.
Yeah, and
you could see after she scored just like the relief on her face, and even on the bench.
Yeah,
she's worked hard. She's maybe been the unsung hero of the team this season.
Times, yeah.
So it was what I asked for at the end of the last episode. Jordan Heidema goal involvement. So I was relieved for her, but there's just things fell for us and we got lucky, but we just still couldn't take advantage.
Yeah. We got a general note to go over. It's kind of a big deal, I would say. Lou Barnes became the first NWSL player with 20,000 regular season minutes, and all with one team. So it's pretty wild. Congrats to her, and I think we're lucky that we get to have a player like that on the team. No one else can literally claim that.
Yeah.
It's consistency and staying healthy and all that. So it's a big accomplishment. I don't know how many players can be able to do that.
That longevity is just kind of unreal.
Yeah.
Kind of rolls into the notable stats.
Yeah.
Which we have one for our newly redeemed player, Claudia.
Get the claws up.
100 regular season saves for Claudia Dickey. Yep. And she had some good ones. She's solid. She's
been like some of the saves she makes. I put it in my match notes from watching. It like just looks like glue. Like the way she sometimes grabs balls. She just kind of like, it just feels like magnets to her hand. The way she just is able to like, I don't know if I'd be curious to see how big her hands are. But
I think for me, as someone that played the position for a long time, the saves that she makes look easy are not necessarily easy saves. She gets balls that are like very close down by her legs and doesn't let anything in really close.
Mm-hmm.
She gets those random near post shots that a lot of the other goalkeepers are going to get scored on. So I think that she might make it look easy, but some of those saves that she makes are not easy saves.
Yeah.
So good for her. 100 regular season saves. Into it.
Next notable stat we had was 6 goal scorers in 2025 for so far. We're tied for third most goal scorers in the league. Is this a good thing, bad thing?
Well, seeing as how we've only had Biondolo for 3 games now? 3.5 games?
Yeah.
I think it's fine. They'll figure it out.
Yeah. Do you think that's like, it's good to see a lot of people scoring. I would like to see consistent goal scorers. Like I want to see Maddie Darlene start racking them up.
And she had a couple of early chances, but they just didn't amount to much.
No, I think people are respecting her as a player already, and they're watching film and they recognize how much of a threat she is. So that's going to be something she's going to have to work through and figure it out.
Yeah, it's another challenge for her.
Yeah. She'll I have no doubt that she'll be able to do it though.
Yeah, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And like you were talking about, the more we kind of get into this season, the more I see kind of the vision for next season.
Mm-hmm.
That does not make me happy for this season necessarily. But at the same time, I get it.
Yeah. It's a very fun team, and there's a lot of fun pieces that have me excited. But yeah, I think it's still coming to grips with reality, and that like maybe at times we're being a little too greedy about the reality of the situation and wanting certain results. They'll come eventually, but there's growing pains, as we've said before.
Yeah. I mean, going into the positives from the match, I mean, we finally got Heidema.
Mm-hmm.
Finally got a Heidema goal. I think Steve said in his Ride of the Valkyries article, Air Heidema.
Yeah, we should be using that more.
Well, like we said for the Portland game, she won, was it like 6 out of 8 or something of her 50-50 balls out of the air?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's just like, you're tall. Maybe just like do tall people things, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Let's not overcomplicate it at times.
Yeah. So I'm glad she was able to get on the end of one, but you know, after it followed that just absolute should have been a goal chance. I don't want to take anything away though from Jordan Silkowitz. Like that goalkeeping was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to cut that angle off and then track her and keep your feet as she takes that touch. That's incredible goalkeeping.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of keepers in the league who could not do that.
Yeah. But also you gotta know as an attacking player that
you got a motorcycle out there?
Yep. You have to know as an attacking player that you got to take advantage of the open goal when it's there before she comes out and takes that angle away.
Yep.
And that you're too close to take a touch.
Yeah, that was frustrating. But, I mean, you could see the relief on her face after she scored the other goal. Understandably so.
I didn't realize I was so invested because I was literally crying.
Yeah,
I literally felt it for her. I was just like, it happened.
And she gets a lot of criticism. I think some of it's fair. I think a lot of it is fair.
Yeah.
But I do think there's a lot more to her game that people don't necessarily give her credit for. So
and you and I talk about this a lot. She's 23.
Yeah. That's pretty damn young.
She's a kid. She's 3 years older than Maddie Darlene.
Yeah.
Sure, she's been in a competitive league for longer, you know, played professionally longer, but I feel like there's just so much weight on her shoulders.
There is, yeah.
And to see her, like, score again after, you know, the last year of us, fans, critics, all being like, well, what's she doing? She's not doing anything. What's she doing? It was just very much like a bit of a redemption. Not a total redemption.
No, we'll get to the how absolutely we'll go over it again how horrible that other thing was, but we'll still keep it going with the positives.
Yeah,
and you already got into this a bit, but Claudia Dickey coming up pretty big again. Is your skepticism gone yet?
There's an inkling left, but I think I was talking to some soccer people last year about Claudia Dickey. People that know her, people that trained her, things like that. And they were like, oh, you just don't see it. You just don't see it. You don't get it yet. And I'm all, I don't know. I see what's happening now. So what do you want me to do? Sit and wait while my team loses?
Yeah.
But I texted one of them during the game and I was just like, I gotta say, you were right.
Yeah. You had to finally give her admit that we were maybe a little wrong.
I don't think I was wrong. I think that I was reactive to the current situation.
Sure.
And if we had been able to get somebody else in that could have solidified a couple of those games for us last year, we would have been in a better spot. I
guess I think I read this stat that like the last game where we got the shutout against Portland, we hadn't had a clean sheet for like 13 matches or something like that.
Yeah, it's like something that needs to be looked at.
I just feel like, and I know there's a lot of fluky goals in this league, like for sure. There's a lot of weird stuff that happens. There's a lot of chaos. But I do think that at some point, for me to feel comfortable with any team going into the playoffs, your defense comes first. And I think that, I don't know what Laura Harvey's goal and vision is for the defense, but like my favorite team's already set up where like the aim is always a shutout. Always. Like, you know.
Yeah, you can't lose if you don't get scored on.
Exactly. And I just would like to see that at least. Okay, granted, the goal that we gave up was just a ridiculous, precise shot. But I would like to start making that a trend in some capacity.
Well, I think, too, we have to realize that as far as like the Claudia Dickey conversation goes, is the goals that we've given up this season have not been any of her fault.
They haven't been errors like she maybe did before.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think within this conversation, there's other issues surrounding, top of the box marking or setting up, when you're in your offensive third.
Mm-hmm.
But Dickie, I have full confidence in her. I'm at the point.
Okay.
I'm at the point where she's got to prove me wrong now.
I don't know that we'll be seeing our backup like we thought we might.
No, but I think, and the person I was talking to about it said that that's a big reason why she's playing so well, is because she finally has like a counterpart behind her that's gunning for her position. So she has to step up. She has to do this. Yeah.
I mean, we're like a broken record on this, but it's just every single week she seems to be proving us wrong on what our thoughts were from last season. So I just think
I'm into it. I'm that's all I wanted. I wanted her to be good. I wanted her to be better. So I'm stoked. I mean, I put it in the positives. I am here for the next week, and I want to see her keep doing really well.
Yeah, she's got a real test coming up too. So
oh yeah, big one.
Yeah. The last positive I wanted to kind of highlight, Sam Meza, and I loved that. You said you didn't get time to watch the post-match presser, but they were talking about so it was Lou Barnes and Meza and just like how much stamina she has. And on the broadcast, I think they were also talking about her engine just does not quit, which is funny because I'm pretty sure you said the exact same thing the week before.
I think I called her an Energizer bunny.
Yeah. What a revelation. She's kicking ass, absolutely kicking ass at a time that I was starting to get worried with their injuries that we were having and the aging midfield with the people that we were relying on at times. For her to fill in this role and do it as well as she's doing is a pleasant surprise, and kind of maybe what I thought we would see from her last season, but it didn't work for whatever reasons. It didn't work out last year with her, but her loan worked. Everything else kind of went exactly how it needed to for her to have the season that she's having so far. And this is just the beginning. I
am fully on board the Meza train.
Her assist on that goal
whipped in.
I mean, to me, it reminded me of Pinot stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And we've got so many attacking threats that we can get on the end of those things. What I'm picturing though is we've got Meza coming up, and maybe Huerta, when she comes back, will be whipping in crosses from both sides, and we gotta spread that width to really make it extra threatening. But that has me feeling a little giddy.
It's the future is bright.
Yep, not Messiah bright, but
weird poll, but okay.
Well, did you not remember that when the Rain were they posted the future's Bray, and they were teasing their new signing?
Oh,
and
yeah.
We were is Messiah Bright? And it was no, we're just signing other young people. I don't know if the person who made the graphic understood that was teasing in a way that didn't make any fucking sense. But
was that the future? Was that the bug and was that the bug signing?
It might have been. I don't remember who. It might have been Darlene. I don't remember. But they was younger players.
Yeah.
And everyone did think that we were they thought it was going to be a person with the last name Bright, a very, very good player with the last name Bright, and it was not.
Could have been Millie, but
yeah, could have. Yeah. Anyways, I think I was very frustrated with the result, so I think I don't want to highlight too much. I think there's maybe not a lot of negatives, but we should get into the negatives.
Yeah, not to be massive downers, but there are some. I
mean, we touched on it, but the Jordan Huitema one-on-one with the goalkeeper situation that happened, it's not going to, I said this on my Bluesky post, it's not going to haunt me, but it's going to bother me for a really long time. Not because of the miss so much. I mean, that was pretty inexcusable, in my opinion, on the way that Huitema handled that. But the part that made me really upset was how that whole sequence of her missing led to that bagel. But at the same time, the precision, as I said, on that goal from Kundananji, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, there's nothing that you could have done about that. Yeah. From a goalkeeper perspective, at least.
Yeah, it's just...
And Huitema had other chances. I think I read that this was her it tied this game. She took 6 shots, and that tied her single game record in the regular season for shots taken, which is kind of funny because I think people were like, oh, she's moving into more of a playmaking role and not like focusing so much on taking shots. And I'm like, no, she's still doing that.
Yeah, it's just about the quality of the shots and being able to get in behind, and we're not really seeing that. I mean, I put in the Discord right after that happened. I said that Haidama chance is going to haunt us all, I fear.
Like I said, I don't think it's going to haunt me.
I said it before she scored. I said it before she scored.
Yeah.
I think it was after Kudanji's goal. But yeah, but like I said, I don't think she misses that if she scored first. I don't know. But it's positive. I mean, you're getting numbers out of her.
Yeah. It's a positive and a negative, right? It was funny because I think on Lobbying Scorchers, like Noah and Ari are going back and forth on like the XG conversation, and Noah was landing on like, well, if you don't score these chances, then like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like your XG can be low, so like, and you can still score 1. Like that's all I care about at the end of the day. And it's true. That's all I care about at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm not talking about XG. I'm just talking in the case of the missed huge opportunity.
Yeah,
I think that's something that she'll look back on and be able to figure it out. So for her, she was able to, and this, you could go into the positives conversation with this, she was able to brush it off and score after that, after a massive, what you could call fuck up.
Yeah.
So if it happens again, sure, we can have a conversation. But I think at this point, she messed up. She came back, scored a goal. Fine. I'll take it for now. I'm a little concerned about our corner situation.
Yeah.
After not having a corner at all in the Portland game to having 10 corners this game, with other than like the ball came back out, Meza was able to get it and then swing it back in, and Haidama scored. There's no actual like conversions from corners. No,
and Curry she had a really good shot actually, and that was a really good save from the goalkeeper for Bay.
But that was just another pop out from a corner. It wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. She was in the right place and was ready to take that shot, but it wasn't from the corner. And when you have 10 corners, I mean, I had texted you my match notes, so like for the second half, and I said they had I never watched the musical, but I said they had 525,600 corner kicks. Because they just kept coming and we weren't doing anything with them. It was so frustrating to see.
You never watched Rent?
No, I don't like musicals.
I don't either, but I watched Rent.
Yep, didn't watch it.
I just figured you would because it's gay.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, there was a bunch. And they got to figure out how to convert.
Yep.
But that kind of leads me into like the next thing. We're more dangerous on corners when Adamas is taking them.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
After Harvey was having that whole conversation in the post-game presser after the Portland game that she's an impact sub and all these things, and then to not see her for any meaningful minutes, in a game where we could have very much used an extra goal.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe it was because Bay was landed on us, I would say, in the second half late, especially there were some really good chances from them, so maybe that was part of the thinking from her, because she brought on Olo for the late sub, and we held on. I mean, there was a point, there was that chance like right at the end where the goal, like the shot flies across, and thank God nobody was there. And my stomach just dropped.
And I was like, oh God, this is it.
Yeah, so maybe Harvey was onto something not bringing her on for that match. But I mean, had we brought her on earlier, then maybe we would have been up a goal. It could have been we could have been sitting, a little bit deeper. I don't know. I'm not a genius coach though, so
that's why we have a podcast and not coaching this team. I think another thing that I want to talk about, and I didn't add it in the positives, but it did change the game when Emily Mason came on. So I'm wondering if that's something that we could put into the mix for the next game, or when there's a viable chance to like get her in,
Yeah, I think that goes into the question that we got last episode about like, do you think Laura Harvey's set on her like starting 11? And I think games like this definitely remind us that no, we aren't all figured out for sure.
Yeah, there's some changes that need to be made. I was also wondering, I was trying to find this thing that I posted. I was wondering about moving AMC to the middle. I don't know if you've thought about that.
I am definitely interested in what you're throwing down. I am especially interested in what you're throwing down if and when Huerta joins again. And with the different options that we could have on that right side. Yeah, I don't know. I would be curious to see if what type of position she's played for other teams, and maybe we should go watch some highlights and dive into maybe other places she's kind of found success.
I just feel like she's such a physical player. She's really good at keeping the ball and distributing the ball. G didn't do a whole lot this game. She has really great games. She does. She was
involved in the goal too.
Sure. But as far as like solidifying that like top third possession, I don't know.
Consistency. Yeah, consistency is maybe an issue.
I don't know. I'd like to see maybe if that was the thing.
Yeah.
But I would like to know what's going on with the Damas, because everyone knows she makes a difference. So where is she? Can she play more?
Yeah.
And we had so much possession, but I think that's kind of like my thing with like, oh, what if you put AMC in the middle? Like, we have possession, but it's all just kind of playing the ball back and forth and like through and then back. It's not really progressive, threatening possession.
Yeah, which is like what Bay wanted them to do.
Yep.
They played into Bay's hands.
Yep, they played exactly into the game plan, because they sat at that low block and weren't letting that through pass in. So how do you, if teams are going to do that against you, because you know that you have two really fast forwards in Adames and, not Adames, Jesus, and Biandolo and Darlene, then how do you change and work around that to get through?
Yeah.
Because we had majority of the possession, but we still went into halftime down a goal. So didn't do much for us.
No, and they're very aware of it. In the presser, they talked about it, and exactly we didn't know how to deal with that very well in the first half.
What else did Harvey say in the presser?
She was disappointed in the result. And the fact that she was disappointed in the result, we've never beaten Bay. They haven't been around for very long, but we've never beaten them. And the fact that she was disappointed walking away with only a point on the road, she was like, that's progress. Because like last year, it would maybe just been expected.
Yeah.
So, like, that would have been like a good thing. Like, you would have definitely taken a point, but no, they want more. They know they could have gotten more had they made a little bit better decision making and they were a little cleaner with some of the chances that they had. So
I just hope,
that was kind of the main thing I took away from it.
I just hope that doesn't become a theme for this season.
No, because it could quickly become a theme. For sure.
It's been a theme a couple games this year. Just as last year, the theme was, oh, we're just missing a little bit of quality. This year,
PTSD when you say that.
I know. This year, it's like, oh, we could have gotten more out of that game.
Yeah, but again, I think that's one of those things where like
the progress is in the ability to know that your team is capable of that. Last year, we were not capable of that.
Yeah, not only that, but having games where you prove maybe we're not going to be able to do that every single week, and kind of work through those kinks every single week. But if we're doing it half the time or 3/4 of the time, that's pretty good for a team with this many new people kind of working together for the first time in like a very meaningful way.
So there's Harvey, and then Sam Meza and Lou Barnes are on for the players.
Yeah. Again, I think the main thing I got out of that was Lou Barnes hyping up Sam Meza and saying that she's literally killing it.
She is, though.
I also love that they've been bringing on these veteran players next to these younger players in these pressers so that they ask them questions to the veterans and just kind of get their thoughts on how these young players are kind of fitting into the team and how they're performing on the field. Because they have been performing very, very well. So it's like, I don't know. It's like it's a fun little dynamic thing to watch. And also it's just funny because we've been following this team for so long, right? So we're seeing like, it's weird seeing like Lou Barnes, this era of Lou Barnes, for how long we've known her and watched her being able to like comment on the new generation while they're like on the same field together.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's really cool. And I think that adds a lot of value to her position on the team. Whether or not, she's able to produce a lot on the field. I think that like her presence and just her experience and everything else that goes with a player like her, which the league's never seen, is invaluable to the team.
Yeah, and that's like goes into like the club culture as well. Like she wouldn't be with one team for this long if the club culture wasn't at like a very, very enjoyable level.
Yeah, why don't we lean into that more?
I mean, I think they do.
Yeah, we do, but we're not like we're better than you because our players want to stay. Maybe we should start saying that.
I don't know. I don't want to be like arrogant and cocky and annoying because that's like Portland's gig.
Yeah.
I just like we're just like a little more humble, and I think the thing is we need to win a championship before we can kind of be that kind of arrogant. Because you saw that with the Sounders too. I feel like kind of just like we're a little scared to talk shit until they finally won.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Lou's got a ton of success, right? Like we won 3 Shields, so it's not like we've never won anything. But I do think that one, everyone knows it's hanging over us
for sure. It is, but it's like, and I hate to make this analogy, but it's like Caitlin Clark leaving college basketball without winning a championship. Yeah. Does that not mean she wasn't the best 3-point shooter in college basketball ever?
Well, she was the best 3-point shooter, yes, but that's maybe where it does end. Because some people were maybe like, oh, she's the best college player. I'm like, nope.
I'm not saying that, but then like people were trying to like discredit it because it's like, oh, she didn't win a championship.
Sure. She got the championship with the team, though. This is a Caitlin Clark podcast. Let's.
But what I'm saying is that, like, as an individual player, yeah, right, your team's inability to win a championship is not always on you.
No,
especially when you're there for 100 years, 5,000, 2,500, 600, whatever.
You've seen it, not me.
525,600. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, this is like what I mean.
I'm going off on a tangent. I just
think if you have good club culture, you don't need to brag about it. People just know.
Yeah, but do they?
The ones who are there do. The people that matter know.
Yeah, I just like humbling like really terrible people. So
that's fair. All right.
Anyway.
Anyway. Yeah, I think we can wrap up that because we're trying to keep this a little tighter this week. I mean, last week was the rivalry match, so obviously that went longer. But I think we can go into the cooler player of the match.
Wow. The cooler player of the match is brought to you by the Doctor's Office, a great little 12-seat bar on Capitol Hill. The owner is a big fan of the Reign and is proud to be our first sponsor. We had a discussion about this, as we always do every game.
We want to get on the same page. That's, I think, the point, is to try to... One player only gets it.
Only one. And last year we sometimes didn't pick a player because there wasn't a player to give it to. But yeah, this second time this season, Sam Meza.
She could have had a 3P if we would have been really bold last week.
I know. I was feeling it, but she's I don't have enough good things to say about her. Incredible. Please do the same thing next week. You're on track to be the cooler player of the season, so don't screw it up for yourself.
Yeah, you're doing amazing.
No.
I hope someone tells her about this. Mostly that part.
I'll clip it and just like DM her on Instagram or something.
Great. Thanks once again to our sponsor, the Doctor's Office. The Doctor's Office is the best place to grab a drink before or after a Reign match. Stop in today and try their Jiminy Cricket cocktail. Grasshopper adjacent, but all grown up. Cognac, Jamaican rum, Branca Menta, and creme de cacao. Topped with an earthy matcha whipped cream. I'm in my matcha era. I think everyone is.
I've never had matcha.
Oh, well, next time you come over, I make a very good matcha.
Okay, deal.
Do you like lavender?
No.
What? You're not... Are you a lesbian?
I don't like things that taste like flowers.
Yeah, but lavender's like the...
I love the smell. I don't want to drink it.
Whatever. All right. Anyways.
Is matcha lavender?
Well, no, but I make a really good matcha lavender latte, but I can do maple syrup for you.
Ooh, I'm into that. Fine. Okay, got it.
Okay. That's really good with maple syrup. So anyways, go check out their Instagram at TDO Seattle, or better yet, go drink there in person. Cheers.
Cheers.
Clink. Whoa, so drama not spicy enough for you?
Not enough hotheads in this week's matchups?
Want to add a kick to your game day meal?
Spice up your life with Hacks and Ferments. Handcrafted in Georgetown and made with the best local ingredients from across the Pacific Northwest. Specializing in unique, small batch fermented hot sauces and vinegars. Hacks and Ferments brings bold flavors and natural fermentation together for something truly special.
Whether you're a heat seeker or you're just looking to elevate your cooking, you'll find something you love at hacksandferments.com. That's HAXANFERMENTS.com.
And right now, if you use code SOUNDERATHEART at checkout, you'll get a hot sauce completely free with your order. Again, go to hacksandferments.com, use code SOUNDERATHEART, all one word, at checkout for free hot sauce with your order.
Hacks and Ferments is a proud sponsor of the Sounder at Heart podcast network.
Thank you for listening to the Sounder at Heart podcast network, which now includes No Sarietas, Lobbing Scorchers, and the Cooler Guild. We've been independent since August of 2023, but need your support to make sure it continues. Although this podcast is free, it's only made possible by your continued support. Memberships start as low as $25 a year, which not only helps make podcasts like this one happen, but also gets you access to everything we produce. If you're able to support us at higher levels, starting at $75 a year, you gain access to a host of other perks, most notably entry into our members-only Discord, where the smartest, funniest, and most engaged commenters share their thoughts and ideas. To find out more, just visit sounderatheart.com and click the subscribe button in the top right corner. Thanks for listening.
All right, we got a few community questions to go over. Steve Vaught, is it Vaught?
Vote.
It was a vote. God damn it. Steve Vote. It's like voting?
Yeah.
Vote? Okay. We scored a goal coming out of halftime instead of giving one up ourselves. Progress? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. We had a shutout last game, so that was also progress. I mean, the game before last, but yeah.
I think we didn't give up a goal, and that was like a big thing last game. Is after we scored, we didn't give up a goal quickly after or within the beginning of the second half. So yeah, it's a good thing that we were able to score and then not give up another one.
But the goal we gave up, yeah, I don't know if that's progress, because to me that kind of felt like a restart situation, and Bay capitalized on it absolutely.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because it was literally like a 1v1 situation. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know why so many players were out of position.
I don't feel like anyone was ready. I think everyone was still like confused on why Haidema fucked up so bad.
Yeah, I could see that. But
like, seriously?
You're not going to let this go. Got it.
It's like I said, it's not going to haunt me, but it's going to bother me for a while. I'm bothered.
I think it's progress because we're not having the same trend that we did last season. So there's some progress there, but it's not. It was a shitty trend. So the fact that we're not like leaning into it at all, great.
Yeah. Next one from Steve is Lauren Barnes has started the last 3 games and reached 20K minutes played. She looked shaky in her first outing, but has seemed more classic Lou in the past 2 games. Do you think the position is hers to lose at this point, or would you like to see more competition and rotation?
I think it's hers if she wants it, but I think she's smart enough to know when she's not the best player to be on the pitch at that time.
I also think it's unrealistic to expect someone of her. She doesn't have the speed she used to. This is not a secret. And there are some very, very threatening players in this league. And depending on who we're playing, that maybe we need to rotate. But I don't know that. I mean, other than Bug, like McClernand's not that fast. So I don't know. It's not like you're subbing it out for like 2 super speedy center backs or anything.
Yeah, I think it goes more for the leadership aspect. Yeah. And a positioning aspect, like to help other people around her. Mm-hmm. But I think that I just know that she cares so much about the club and about the team that I don't doubt that she would be like, yeah, Laura, you should play, you should play Shay, or you should play Emily, or you should play somebody else, because it's going to be a better matchup.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's been more effective when playing on the outside. So I don't think that the McLaren and Bug situation is going to change. No,
I don't think so either. We got another. This was kind of an interesting question. I feel like anytime Mongolian barbecue has something, it's usually something I don't think about. In a good way. Mongolian BBQ asks, for general chat after the rain, just general chat after the rain chat, with NWSL talking expansion of both the league and adding a second division, or whatever they're calling it, and the USL Women's League, there's been discussion of, is the player pool deep enough? But has there been any discussion of, is the officiating pool deep enough? I mean,
the answer is no.
No. I was like, I watched the Portland game. No.
The answer is no, but also it's about how the referees are governed. So USLW, which is the Ballard team, my FC Olympia team, the local league we don't have pro referees. They're not from the pro referee organization.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where the Super League's getting their referees. It's probably pro, but pro referees are not great. We see it in MLS every day. We see it in NWSL. So no, I don't think anybody's ready for that on the refereeing side. And I think that there's like probably even a bigger discussion to be had about that.
He didn't ask about the player pool, but he did kind of say that people are questioning it. Do you think there's a big enough player pool?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I agree.
If the money's there, there's players.
Yes. Yeah. That's the thing, is they need to get paid some sort of wage that seems livable. What that is in this country is a little up in the air, but
I mean, you saw it with like Unrivaled. I saw their numbers came out today. They almost broke even in their first season.
That's great.
And their like average player pay was like $200,000.
Damn.
So they were able to make it work.
Yeah. We need some innovation. I would say we need a little bit of some business savvy people behind the scenes who really care about the sport and
it's about sponsorship and it's about what money you're bringing in.
Yeah. There's an opportunity here for money to be made for sure. And there's a lot of things that go into that.
I wish we could get, I think professional women's indoor soccer will be a massive hit.
Yeah, it would be.
I mean, when we had Tacoma Stars, like
those are so fun.
Those games were incredible.
They're so fun.
And there's so much like pomp and circumstance that goes with that, like with the indoor leagues. Where they can turn the lights out, or they can like they play music while the game's going on. They've got a whole thing. Like players will
3 mascots.
Yeah, players will pop. Yeah, Perry the penalty peanut.
Well, and then there was the star, and then there was what was the other one?
I can't remember, but
there's like a lion or something.
They're so fun.
It was fun,
and I think that's kind of like as shitty as it sounds. I think that like something small or like really achievable and like available to like communities would be like a really fun thing. Mm-hmm. But if we're talking, outdoor soccer and like the expansion of pro women's teams, I mean, the players are definitely there. You just have to compensate them properly.
I think that's pretty much all we got for community questions this week. Thanks to Steve and Mongolian BBQ. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
We've got to go over quickly the other results in the NWSL. There was a weird Tuesday night game to kind of make up for that CONCACAF tournament that they've got going on. So Portland played New Jersey, New whatever they want to be in. They're in New Jersey.
Gotham.
Yeah, Gotham. Portland put down a show against Gotham and won 4-1, and kind of put Gotham on fraud watch. But to me, it was kind of just like a midweek game cross country situation.
It was a weird one. They were both on like 2 days of rest or something, 2 or 3 days of rest.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to say. Well, Gotham was absolute dog shit, but like, and that Portland was so good. I wouldn't say that was the case. There were some weird goals in that game.
Some very odd goals, and as you'll see by Portland's tonight result. And then Orlando. This was a big game.
Yeah,
Orlando Angel City. It was crazy. I really thought Angel City was going to pull it out, but Orlando fought back, ended up winning the game in extra time, 3-2.
Fine by me, because Angel City's competing with us more than Orlando.
Yeah.
Houston pulled out a win against Utah. Good for you, Houston. Took advantage of Utah sucking ass. Then Gotham came back for the weekend game, won against the Spirit, who had a pretty good showing last week. They won 3-0 over Washington. Nester is back at it again with another brace. One of them was a penalty. She can't stop scoring.
She's insane.
Good luck to any team that has to play them and play her anytime soon, because she's going to get one on you. Yeah,
the Spirit just didn't have their same oomph that they did in last weekend's game.
They've got a lot going on.
Yeah, they have a ton going on. Did you watch the Courage game?
I did not. Like I said, I had someone in town visiting, so we were kind of out and about.
Well, luckily for you, Fraud Watch is back on.
I was so mad I missed that.
North Carolina, just coming in.
The pot was on the back burner for Fraud Watch. It's on the front burner again. It's on the front burner,
It's on the mid burner.
No, it's on the front burner. Yeah. We got a rolling boil.
You're just setting us up for success next weekend.
Oh fuck! Yeah, it's on the middle burner. It's on the keep warm burner.
Yeah, North Carolina, bottom of the batch here. Absolutely, just taking out Kansas City 3-2.
They came back from behind too on that, right? So this is kind of, I guess, where I'm at with KC is like, yeah, they can score goals, but they kind of just shut off at times.
Yeah.
Which is something that happened last year. And I think it can happen at times. And that's kind of where I just think that teams can't take advantage of it.
Yeah. There's a reason they didn't win the championship last year. Chicago, still terrible. They played
save a listener.
God, that poor woman. Yeah, they lost to San Diego 3-0.
She needs to go take a few shots of Malort after these games.
I'll do one with her. And then tonight. Today.
The only game on today
was Portland-Louisville. And we were, Beviana's like, save us, please.
One of 2 women coaches in the league. Female power, girl power.
God, don't ever say that again.
Oh, I did the peace sign too for you. Yeah, so this was kind of a shit show. This was a shit show of a game. Boring FC, maybe we should call them Diving FC.
Yeah, Portland,
yeah.
The Olympic diving team.
Jesus Christ. Olivia Moultrie. I mean, we noticed it in the game against us, but she really does like feel any contact is going down. There was a questionable penalty that Louisville got called for on Moultrie. It was just like what, shoulder to shoulder, maybe. She felt like someone brushed against her and she just fucking went down. And then they reviewed it. I don't know why they gave it to them. I guess it was one of those things where like if they didn't call, they're definitely not giving it a penalty. But I still don't even think it was a penalty. And I think the referees need to hold her accountable and card her for these flops.
It's getting out of hand.
It is, because it happened again later in the game and they didn't give it to her. And then there was an actual penalty.
When you're dragging your feet, when both of your feet and your body is falling forward before there's any contact, it's a dive. Like, get out of here with that. And as much shit as I talk about with Portland, like, this is actually a huge issue.
Yeah.
Because it's happening a lot.
I mean, to me, it feels like they're trying to compensate for how they aren't good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely, like you said last time, there's definitely like a way to make this part of your game.
But that's just if you're pushing through and you're like taking a touch and like somebody hits you, but like you're not going to get to the ball. Sure.
Yeah.
And you're getting contact and you're falling. But this is like literally just going into something already falling down because you think you're going to get the call.
It's incredibly frustrating.
You think you're perfect and your mom sells essential oils, so you're great. But like, get out of here with this. Like, don't. The next thing we know, she's going to start like rolling around 5 times after she gets tackled, quote unquote.
Yeah, I mean, I made a joke. She's gonna feel the brush of someone's ponytail. Oh man,
it was annoying, but
it was so annoying.
Yeah, Portland went up 1-0. Louisville came back and ended up 3-1. And
I think Louisville was up first, weren't they? Let me double check.
I thought Portland scored first.
I caught the game.
I don't know. I was looking at it on FotMob.
Oh no! Yeah, Louisville scored first. DeMello scored.
Oh, that's right.
The second goal for Louisville was ooh. Don't know what we're doing in that back line still, Portland. Don't know.
Just like don't play out of the back when you can't play with your feet.
There's also like 2 players from Louisville right there. I mean, one of them was closer than the other, but they were like pressuring them.
Yeah.
And she just, so like the Portland defense, like Arnold was starting. So Arnold passed it to her defender to the left of her. And then pressure's coming from Louisville from a player right there, like right in the 6-yard box, basically. And she passes it. She's trying to I don't know what she was trying to do. She's trying to pass it back to Arnold. I'm not sure, across the face of goal. It was like watching America's Funniest Videos.
Yeah, it was definitely a mistake. And they capitalized, which good for them.
Yeah.
But there was 3 minutes of added time, right? So it was Louisville was up 3-2 going into added time. There's 3 minutes added time. There was a Louisville player that went down early or like maybe even before extra time started. So probably like a minute or so that they had to make up. So it would have gone to like 90 plus 4. But Boring FC was like really pushing.
Yeah, they weren't so boring this game.
No. But we were into like the 6th minute.
Mm-hmm.
Why wasn't the game already called?
Yeah, it should have been.
It's not like they were wasting that much time other than that 1 extra minute, which made it 4. But they let him keep pressing on. And then I think it was Emma Sears, the Louisville player. Emma Sears? I think it's Emma. Just like went in for a tackle and stepped on the player's foot in the box.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because I would say Louisville kind of got away with one on one of their goals because they definitely stepped on someone's ankle and they reviewed it in VAR. for a possible foul, and I saw it and I was like, that's definitely a foul. And they didn't call it, but so it kind of evened out. I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of felt fair to me. I was a little upset that obviously Portland didn't lose, but given all the weird calls and the fouls, so the diving is what pisses me off, though.
There were 40.
Oh my God,
40 fouls called this match.
40 fouls, no cards to players.
Red card for the assistant coach of Louisville.
And then a yellow card to Rob Gale.
God, please red card that man out of my life.
No, keep him on the team. I like the results they get.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one, out of control. But then Jesse Fleming went in the post game and was like just bitching about it, which is like just rich.
They were so lucky to get a point. Like, why are you complaining?
It's just rich coming from Diving FC, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, they tied.
And you could see Bev was so pissed about it too.
Oh yeah, she was
they
like,
saw like her like other assistants like trying to like hold her back from giving one to the ref, which I wish she would have.
I could read her lips several times, and there was cursing happening.
She's a smart coach. I mean, she's found ways to get one up on Laura, even with the less years of experience in coaching. She's a smart coach and savvy, and she definitely knew that game was not called well. So
yeah, I don't think it was called well, but I don't think that a team who was allotted a late penalty after the game should have already been like whistled done should sit there and complain.
No, they should be fucking happy. All those fans were booing and stuff. Like, come on, guys, you got fucking lucky.
Well, they have nothing better to do. They live in Portland.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we got a game next actually coming up.
Yeah, it's on Friday. Unclear if I'll be on the show or not because I got some stuff going on. I'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, Reign's playing one of the best teams ever that I've never ever doubted before. So I don't, if the Reign don't win it, it's not a big deal. But they're playing KC Current Friday, May 2nd, 7:30, Lumen Field.
The Vlatko battle. The Vlatko Laura battle.
Definitely a little nervous. That game's gonna be on NWSL Plus, so go find that on your computer, or was it Roku?
Yeah, I think they have it on Roku and Apple TV. If you have the Apple TV device.
Okay, that game's at Lumen Field. So, do you think that will give us a better chance?
I think so. I think the team's like starting to feel at home.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. And the fact that they're just like not traveling very far. Yeah. Coming back from San Jose, so they're back already. They're chilling, getting into training. So I think it's a good setup to play like this really, really successful team. And Laura knows Vlatko, so that's a whole thing. But I worry that KC coming off of a loss to the worst team in the league is just going to be like out for blood. So
things we want to see. I think I put this in there because we're playing KC specifically, but the Reign need to score 2+ goals. That's what I want to see.
I'd like to see a shutout. On the other end, I would like to see a shutout.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting a result though, like at all, if we don't score at least 2. Well, I guess we'll see. If you're going for the shutout, then who fucking cares what happens?
I think that like when we played Orlando, we were like, please just don't get embarrassed. And we went into that game and realized, we could have won.
Yeah.
So I would say again, like, don't get embarrassed, but also maybe like play to your potential.
Yeah, that's why I didn't put don't get embarrassed, because I was like, I don't think they're going to get embarrassed.
No, but I would like to see the team like have success in the game plan that they execute in whatever form that is. So
I had a question for you. Do you think they're going to try to push Darlene back?
I've been wondering about that since we that 5-back that we played for 2 games was actually pretty successful.
Yeah, I think specifically for KC, that's why I was like, do you think they're going to try that again?
I hope they do, because she seems to have more success when she's got a little bit more room to work with as far as like being able to kind of take over that side. So, yeah, I think that she's getting to learn the game in this league, and Laura's getting to learn like the things that she's been successful with. So I hope that partnership allows them to like figure out, okay, well, like we're going to play KC, we're probably going to need to hold back a little bit, right? Yeah. We're going to need a high press, but also have the ability to not get Kudananji'd right away.
Chawingad.
Yeah, and in this case, Chawingad.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll probably mix it up. I wouldn't be surprised if they put out the same same kind of setup as they did with Orlando.
I think that's pretty much all we got for soccer stuff. Do you got any shout outs for the week?
I'd like to shout out my friend Jonathan, who gave me a cable so I could hook my microphone up today. And also shout out to my friend Rob, who owns Triceratops Brewing.
Did he pay you for that? I'm gonna bleep it out if he didn't.
He gave me this beer for free.
Okay, well, all right. Do I need to put that in a paid ad?
No, he's a nice guy. It's there.
Where's Triceratops at?
It's in Tumwater. It's where I had Van Junior's birthday party.
Got it. Oh, that's right.
It's his version of what is it called? Yingling. You ever drink
What's
that on
that?
the East Coast?
I don't go to the East Coast.
You're in the East Coast all the time.
Me?
Yeah, you go to Boston. You're like.
I've never been to Boston, and I've been to New York once in high school.
Weren't you? Where was the Rat Hole?
That's Chicago.
That's East
The Rat
Coast.
Hole? That is Midwest.
That's East Coast.
No, everyone is going to laugh at you for saying that is East Coast. That is Midwest.
It's east of here, okay?
It's east of here, yes. But I went east, yes. But I was not East Coast. East Coast implies there is a coastal line.
I guess I would say East Side. I don't
Central
know.
side.
It feels east. It feels east to me, okay?
It is east, but it's not East Coast.
All right, fair.
Yeah. No, the Rat Hole. Yeah, the good old Rat Hole. I saw the Rat Hole before it was gone.
R.I.P. Rat Hole. You got any shout outs?
Shout out to the Liverpool men's team wrapping up the Premier League title today. Fun to see. Also unexpected for the coach to do in his first season with the team.
Unexpected? No, that's not unexpected at all. You're power 5 team. Look at the players you have. That's unexpected.
No one had them winning it.
Yes, they did. Did you look at the betting odds?
At the beginning of the season, they were not good.
They were great.
They were not that good.
Lindsay sent them to me at the beginning of the season. Yes, they were.
No, man. No, because I'm just saying.
You can make yourself feel like an underdog all you want, but
I'm not saying they're an underdog, but like for a coach to do that in the first season is incredible. He's not like they don't spend giant amounts of money either. It's not like Pep Guardiola fucking showing up for Man City.
Okay.
With I don't know what's going on there.
Oh god, nightmare. And United too.
What are they, 13th place?
Yeah, they're bad.
I think Tottenham's sitting at 14th maybe.
Shout out Wolves for not losing,
surviving
6 times in a row. No, they're on the up.
Oh, I know they are. That's what I'm saying. But they didn't. They were a little close to the line for a little bit. Now they're
still
well
close to the
above
line.
it.
They're not great.
They're not. Yeah, but
they're not the worst. Yay!
No. Oh yeah, and then shout out to Lindsay Rand's team. Not doing well.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, kind of feeling sad for Huerta.
I'm feeling very sad for Huerta, especially because she didn't get to play this game. But yeah,
and they lost.
They lost to Arsenal.
Yeah.
So Arsenal are through to the Champions League final, and they will be playing against Barcelona, who
kind of excited
absolutely
for Emily Fox.
Obliterated.
Yeah, Emily Fox. I'm really happy for her and this timeline for her.
Yep.
Yeah, my other shout out would just be for my really cool jacket. I'm ready to debut that whenever I can. Although I can't
wait for my jeans to come in.
All right. I think that's pretty much going to do it for us. Thanks again to our sponsors, the Doctor's Office and Hacks and Ferments. You can go follow us on Bluesky and Instagram at Cooler Guild Pod.
You can send us an email. We love to receive an email at thecoolerguild@gmail.com. Or you can visit us on our main website, soundheartheart.com/thecoolerguild.
You can go follow us on YouTube. We got video up there. If you want to go see us there, youtube.com/@thecoolerguild. Go rate 5 stars wherever you're listening. Till next time, I might not be here, but I'll be back sometime. We'll see. I can always chat rain, right?
Yeah.
Might be a little loopy, but it'll be fine.
We can do an unedited, just like rant pod.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Till next time, I'm Coop Cooper.
I'm Van Crisp.
Stay cool, y'all.
Stay cool, y'all.
And oh no, it was so violent.
The touch of a woman. Get out of here.
Jesus.